Hey guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about episode 12 of Tsurune. So we only have one more episode left and that makes me really sad because I have really enjoyed this series a lot. So this week's episode basically picks up where we last left off with the news of Masa-san being in a car accident. So I always forget the name of the shop owner. I can't remember, but anyway, he tells the boys and he tells them that he's been trying to contact Masa-san's brother, but they don't know anything regarding if he's okay, like how badly is he hurt or anything. And the guy even said, you know, he was debating whether or not he should tell the boys because they have their match coming up and this would just mess with their mental state. So he decided to tell them the truth because he just didn't want to lie to them, and he was just like, you know what, you guys deserve to know the truth, here it is. And he basically gave like these little green headbands to them that were supposed to be given to them by Masa-san, so it was basically like, I guess kind of in a way if that Masa-san was there still, like in a way, like spiritually, if that makes sense. So that was sweet. The boys do try their best to compose themselves, but as the matches go on, you can tell that this is messing with them really bad because they keep trying to think about Masa-san, and as I said, it's messing with them. Onogi suggested that they should think about everything that Masa-san taught, which the boys had good intentions, but if you think about the person that's injured and you don't know what's going on with them, of course they're gonna be worried. Even though they're thinking about everything that Masa-san has taught them, they're still worried at the end of the day. But the one person that had the most difficulty, I definitely have to say, was Minato. Minato was just a complete wreck, and you can tell, especially when they told him this piece of news about Masa-san. Seiya kind of calmed him down a little bit and it seemed to work, but once they started shooting, you can tell that Minato was just a mess over again. He felt alone, and we go into more details of how he's feeling in that moment. And once he sees the boys back, everything starts to click, and he starts to understand why Masa-san made him the last person to shoot, which is the Ochi. And like I said, everything just kind of clicked, and he was just like, I get it now. And once he gets this, it's just exactly like Masa-san said, everything just cleared up for Minato. And he tells the boys this basically, and Onogi just riles up because Minato, when he tells the boys, he's like, let's just forget about Masa-san completely, which kind of sounds a little bit wrong, and I can understand why Onogi got so riled up at that moment. But in that moment, you know, he tells them that there is a reason why they need to forget about him altogether. And he basically tells them like what he was thinking in that match and what he just discovered himself. And when the boys go back into their match, which by the way, they were in a tie with another school, so this was basically the tiebreaker and their last chance to make it. Minato shot perfectly, and it looks like his target panic is finally gone, because he finally shot the way that he did before. And then we also see Shu smiling, which was so sweet, because to me, seeing Shu smile at the way that Minato shot, it almost was like confirmation that Minato was back, if that makes sense. So it was just really cool to see. It was just really nice to see overall, like finally Minato is in a good space and he finally has clarity, and it almost feels like all of his doubts are finally gone, and everything that was just disturbing him mentally is finally over with. Which his biggest battle was always with himself throughout this whole entire series. So to see that he's finally overcome this was really nice. And I'm really proud of Minato, and not just Minato but all the other boys, especially Seiya. Seiya has definitely come a full circle, and I love seeing him just more cheerful and just more, I guess, comfortable around the boys, and especially Minato, because with them they kind of just seemed a little bit awkward, but now you can kind of tell that they just feel really comfortable with each other and they trust each other. So That's awesome. And by the end of the episode, the boys make it to the next round, and Masa-san finally calls in, and we see that he's okay. He just has a couple scratches, but he's fine. Overall, he's fine, which is awesome. And you can totally see even Tomi-sensei was like really worried, but once they heard his voice and heard that he was okay, everyone just like took a deep breath and was like able to finally like relax because he's okay. Anyway, that's all that I have for this week's episode of Tsurune. Next week, as I said, is the last episode, and I'm not ready to let go of this series because, as I said, I really enjoyed this one so much. I know it's not for everybody because of the way that things were going, like the pace of it, I guess, which I can understand why people would have dropped it or didn't really stick with it. But me overall, I think I stuck with it the most because I really enjoyed its characters and wanted to know more about it. But I do have a couple of things that I want to say, but I think I'll save it for next week's video when Tsurune ends. So yeah, until then, I will see you guys next week for my last video of Tsurune. Bye!